Hey everyone, welcome to Walks with Moss. We were going to go on a trail today, but this is the first dry day in a week, and we're supposed to have thunderstorms tomorrow, so I realized any trails would be insanely crowded today. So we're going to go up a road and check out some of my fishing holes, but we're not fishing today. We're not even going to be able to reach my fishing holes because the lakes will be so full of water that you can't get anywhere near them. We're just going to have a pleasant walk up the road here. It's supposed to hit 70 degrees Fahrenheit today. That's 21 degrees for everyone else who lives in the civilized world. And that will set a record for Seattle if that happens. So I'm in short sleeves, and I thought about even wearing sunscreen today, but I don't know. Can you get a sunburn in Seattle in March? I don't know. Anyway, for a change, I'm in a good mood and I have lots of energy. I made a good dent in my sleep deprivation last night. Went to bed at 10, got up at 8, and only woke up about 4 or 5 times, which is amazing for me. So I'm starting to get my energy back after that hideous doxycycline episode. I was on doxycycline for 2 weeks for an infected tick bite, and that stuff gave me insomnia. It was awful. It feels so good to have a little bit of energy again. I'd like to find some stinging nettles up here. They're in season right now, but this isn't the best place for it. This is actually a better place to find mint. Spring mushrooms are out. Here's our first one, except this isn't actually a mushroom. This is a lichen, a very rare Basidio lichen. Those mushrooms are the fruiting body of that green scum down there on the stump. I forget the name of these. Licheno something. Oh, look, there's a ladybug. No, what? No, it's a red seedling. Never mind. Cool. Yeah, the spring mushrooms are out. I've been finding some panther mushrooms and some other stuff. Hopefully the verpas will be out soon. It's definitely time for verpas. Just look at all this low-hanging fog. It's going to burn off very soon. It's only 55 Fahrenheit right now, but going up this hill I feel too warm. I know it's going to be such a shock to my system if it hits 70 degrees here today. This was one of my best blackberry patches last year, but it looks like it got mowed and maybe even sprayed over the winter. Darn. My absolute best blackberry patch for years and years just got mowed as well. I'm going to have to find someplace else to get blackberries this year. I guess I should just start watching right now for likely patches. Darn. I intend to pick lots and lots of blackberries this year, more than last year, but only if I can find them, of course. Bella, are you panting? Yeah, we're not used to this warm weather, are we? Check it out. Hey Siri, what's the temperature? It's 56 degrees. We are so not used to any kind of heat right now. 13 degrees Celsius, and I'm too hot and the dog is panting. Oh hey, check this out. I do think these got sprayed because they don't have a lot of leaves, but they're very much alive, so maybe they'll be some fruit. Blackberries are perennial plants that bear on biennial canes. It's the 2-year-old canes that make the fruit. We'll see. There's some fresh growth here, but that's going to be next year's fruit. Although these are old canes, so maybe these will turn into blossoms. We'll see. Have to keep an eye on it. Here's a patch that did not get mowed, and there's some new growth sprouting. I can hope maybe these will turn into blossoms. I still might get some blackberries again in this spot this year. This is also where I got black elderberries last year, which was pretty cool. I think that right there is a black elderberry. I made jam out of them, and I thought the jam was pretty tasty. It had lots of seeds in it. I didn't take the seeds out because then I wouldn't have had anything to work with. I like things that have lots of seeds in them, like poppy seed muffins, so elderberry jam was right up my alley. Can you see all that snow in the mountains in the distance? A lot of that is going to melt today. And right now, all of our rivers, I think, are at or very close to flood stage because it's rained so much. And now we're going to have a whole bunch of snow melt, and that snow melt will probably hit the river systems tomorrow. And then tomorrow we're expected to have masses of rain and thunder, and they're even predicting the possibility, is a very slight possibility, of tornadoes here in Washington. Even though we're in a monocultured Douglas fir tree farm, the road here is lined with lodgepole pine. It wasn't planted, it came up on its own, and it's a sign of very poor soil fertility. They can grow in rocky, horrible dry areas where other trees don't do so well. So they're lining this road. They're coming up nicely all along the road here. I think I hear a waterfall down there just off the road. The problem with waterfalls is they're often very inaccessible and on scary steep slopes. Don't know if we're going to get to look at this or not. I have almost no doubt there is a waterfall down there, but not seeing a good way to reach it. It could just be running water, but I think there's a little waterfall coming down that mud bank there, but not much chance of us seeing it. I could send the flying camera up, but there's so many trees that that would be useless too. So I'm going to give up on this. Probably not a good idea for us to be thrashing around in the brush either here at the height of tick season. But my clothes are protected with the permethrin soak. My shoes, my socks, my backpack, even my dog. The brush pickers have been here, and they've left their trash everywhere, as usual. I sure wish they would pick up their garbage instead of leaving it all out in the woods like this. But I also wish that all the old growth hadn't been cut down and taken away and replaced with Douglas fir, which is also about to be cut down and taken away. Try to keep it in perspective. Corporations came and destroyed all the old growth on 2 different continents, and then people from the southern continent came up here to try to survive after all the trees on their continent were cut down. So they came up here to where all the old growth had been devastated, and they picked the brush and they left some rubber bands and garbage in the woods. I try to put it in perspective, but I still think they need to pick up after themselves. Check out this cottonwood tree that fell partially down and is just hanging over the road. It's the right time of year to find verpas under cottonwood trees. This would be literally under a cottonwood tree. Wow. The death of that tree could maybe cause verpas to grow as well. This could definitely be a verpa spot. Let's not linger here for too long. Yeah. Come on, verpas. Got some probable Ganoderma applanatum growing here on this cottonwood. Let's see. Oh yeah. Definitely. Yeah, this would be a prime place to find verpas. In my best verpa spot, the cottonwood trees are about this big around, and there's a creek nearby. I think they like to grow right on the edges of the creeks, the cottonwoods and the verpas both. Wow, Bella. What you doing down there? You gonna be able to get up? Is that a little deeper than you thought? Silly dog. And, oh, thanks, Bella. And we've got our red alder here. Check out those catkins. It's definitely spring. Listen to the birds. Oh, this is nice up here. I don't know where the brush pickers are. They don't seem to be here today, so this is all ours for now. We've made it to the entrance road of Baby Bass Lake. And I'm curious to see how far up the road the lake is reaching right now. It looks like maybe not too far. That is surprising. I kind of expected this part of the road right here to be covered in water. Oh wait, this is this part of the road right here. Okay, yeah, we're not getting close to Baby Bass Lake today. The shore is down there where you see those trees. And I often sit over there in that area that's underwater to have my lunch. Yeah. Let's send the flying camera up to have a look at this. We're not getting anywhere near it today. I fished here a couple times, but for bass, and the bass are just so tiny here. Probably needs to be cleaned out of the little bass. Too many bass, not enough predators maybe. Bella is becoming more and more vocal, and I am so glad for that. I think the next time I take Bella backpacking is going to be a little bit less frightening for me to spend the night in the woods, because she started barking and whining, and that's a good thing. There's brush pickers out here howling. I only hear the one. Maybe they're howling at me. I don't know. What I do know is that it's almost coffee time. It's tea time. I just got to get this salal leaf out of here. I just love the flavor salal leaves add. Cheers from the shores of Baby Bass Lake. There's a bunch of waterfowl out there. Don't have a zoom lens with me. And if I sent the drone over, I'm sure they'd fly away. Some sort of ducks, I guess. I think I'll wait until I get to the other lake before I have my lunch. We've gone 3 miles and I'm still feeling pretty energetic. Sure makes a difference to get a decent night's sleep. We've made it up to 16 degrees Celsius, or 62 degrees in freedom units. And Bella's panting a bit. I can't even remember the last time it was this warm. But we're supposed to go up by another 10 freedom units before the day is over. Let's see what happens. We're heading to the second lake now, which I think we won't even be able to get as close to as the first lake. But we're going to go there anyway and have lunch. I've been looking for stinging nettles and I have not seen any. I am just loving how peaceful it is out here. I haven't heard an airplane all day. I think we're just out of the range of the skydiving place. And it's just so nice and quiet. And it's warm, but not too dry. It's just really, really pleasant out here today. I am loving this. I am so glad I made it out. Well, there's the end of our wonderful solitude. A van load of brush pickers. And they're parked right where I wanted to go. I still would like to come down here and have lunch, but not if it's going to be too loud. My plan was to turn there to get to the lake. But I think that's where the brush pickers are. Oh, there's one up the road way ahead of me too. Darn it. I really didn't want to see any people out here today. This guy's coming straight towards me and I have no desire whatsoever to talk to him. I'm going to take a chance that they aren't up this road, although I'm sure they are because that's why they parked here. With the current state of affairs in this country, running into brush pickers might be extra troublesome this year. so many people, even with green cards, are getting deported. And the majority, if not all, brush pickers are immigrants. And they're from Spanish-speaking countries, which are the favorite target of our current administration. So people out here picking brush are probably going to be a wee bit paranoid this year. I've seen it before. Brush pickers rushing into the woods and hiding from me. And it's not a good thing if people are afraid of me. I don't want people to be afraid of me. I just want people to leave me the hell alone. But I don't want them to run and hide. Don't want them to be scared. Yeah, I think the brush pickers are already done here. Here's some Cladonia lichen. You don't see this particular variety of it very often. Some people call this reindeer lichen. It's cool stuff. I suppose I should ID a moss at some point on this hike. How else can I call it walks with moss if we don't talk about moss at all? So let's find a random moss to ID. Okay, here's some Hylocomium splendens. And here's some Rhytidiodelphus triquestris. No, Rhytidiodelphus laureus. Here's some Dicranum moss growing on a stump. It's probably Dicranum scoparium. This stuff has the tiniest leaves, and I get stuck on the Dicranium keys. When I ask for help with ID, it's always Dicranium scoparium, Dicranium scoparium. So that's what I'm going to call every Dicranium. It likes to grow in these nice cushions on partially decomposed stumps. And it's soft, and it's wonderful. Ow! Huh. Our endemic huckleberry just whipped my face. Okay, I hope you make some berries for me later. You're forgiven. Ooh, looky here. Usnea longissima lichen, which you often see in riparian areas. Don't eat this stuff. Don't even try to make medicine out of it. It's poison. Just leave it alone. The lake is coming into view. As I suspected, we're not going to get anywhere near this lake today. The last time I was here, the water was the lowest I've ever seen it. And I was actually able to walk all the way around it. But today, not even going to make it down to the spot where I fish. I think maybe we could go overland a little bit here, though, and get a better look at the lake. Let's go back this way and see what we can see. The route seems relatively clear. Sure would like to make it to my mint patch, because I'm pretty sure I saw stinging nettles there too. Yeah, we'll go around this way, bypassing this little access road, and we will get a little bit closer to the lake. This sure looks like a good place to find matsutake. This isn't really an area, though, where I've found a lot of mushrooms over the years. These evergreen huckleberries are great. I made so much huckleberry jam this year, but they are not great when you're brush crashing. They can really pose quite an obstacle. Here we go. Yeah! We're going to sit lakeside. Even though this isn't what would normally be lakeside. It's lakeside today. Wow. Maybe I can gather up some water and have my lunch here. It's just a shame it's going to be in the full blazing sun, so no. I think I'll just gather water here and then go sit in the woods for my lunch. Having fun, buddy? Of course you are. I think now might be the time of year to pick huckleberry leaves for tea, when you can find new red growth. It's supposed to help modulate blood sugar levels, which is maybe something that would be good for me. One of my recent hikes, I had a pretty good blood sugar crash. I'm not exactly sure how it all works though. It'd be nice to find a beach that's facing that direction so I can have my back to the sun. There's a nice little beach over there, but again, I'd be looking right into the sun if I sat there. There's not really enough room to sit right there. Yeah. We are on the wrong side of the lake. I can hear the voices of the brush pickers all around this lake area. So I think I'll head out to someplace more peaceful for my lunch. I honestly thought I'd be seeing less brush pickers this year. Maybe I am with the current administration. Not a good time to be an immigrant in this country, that's for sure. Ooh, here's a nice Peltidra lichen. Check this out. Peltidra lichen, aka the dog pelt, growing up in a bed of Nithotricum moss. Such pretty lichens. Bella, what do you think of the dog pelt lichen? I think this will do for lunchtime. I think I'll just sit on this lump right here. Lunch today is going to be my homemade peanut butter satay with some dehydrated bell peppers and some dehydrated winter chanterelles. Right there. And this should cook up really quick. Water is ready. I really hope I got the ratio correct this time. I don't want this to be watery. I want most of the water to be absorbed by the noodles. I think it's still going to be watery though. I guess if I put the whole packet of noodles in, then it wouldn't be watery, but I don't know how flavorful it would be because I didn't plan on eating the whole packet. It's noodle time, and the ratio definitely isn't exactly what I wanted. Still a little bit too much water, but I'm hungry. I'm going to eat it anyway. This is a nice little spot we found. While I'm eating my noodles, I'm going to make another cup of coffee, and we've got some evergreen huckleberry leaves in there while the water is heating up to boil. My coffee's got a lot of sugar in it. Something about evergreen huckleberry leaves helps moderate blood sugar, so maybe that's the answer to my crashes and burns I have when I drink coffee. That was an excellent lunch break. All that's left for us to do here now is to walk back to the car. I don't know if anything at all interesting is going to happen on the way out or not. I guess stay tuned to find out. By the time we make it back to the car, we will have gone 7 miles today. And we've already gone 3 miles this week. So we will have put 2 miles in the bank towards our 8 mile per week goal, which is great because I think I'm actually a little bit behind on my goal after being sick with that tick bite. Well, it might not be an edible plant or $100 bill, but I just found something kind of cool. A 5/16 inch wrench, aka spanner. Nice. It was embedded in the road. Come on, good dog. Good dog. Come here and have a drink of water. There you go. You need to quit rushing around like that. No, come here, Bella, come here. You need to stay with me. Quit rushing around like that. You're gonna get too hot. Silly dog. There is a roasting pan hanging from a stump down there. Looks like it's being suspended with a piece of cable or something. I wonder what that is about, but not badly enough to try to figure out how to get down there. I'm glad there's water here. There isn't during the summer. And I have to take Bella down the road and cool her off, but not today. So we'll get her nice and cool before I put her in the car, and then we'll be good to go. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And this channel is not monetized. If you're seeing ads, it's nothing to do with me. I'd recommend getting YouTube Premium. It's $16 a month, and then you don't have to see any ads. I really like it. So we'll see you next week. Maybe we'll grab some stinging nettles or do some trout fishing. Don't know just yet. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.